All right. So this training, whatever, this talk I'm giving here, I was trying to figure out why it just like was really hard for me. I told you I'd get this from my dad, not my mom, but every family dinner he just like starts crying. But it's because of this. I saw this. And I see all of you here. Every one of you. Every one of you. And I know that some of you are holding yourselves back. Don't do it because it's worth it. That's what Brittany wanted me to talk about. Phallin, I want you to tell him that it's worth it. She would ask me, is it worth it, Phallin? Do I keep going when it's hard? Because I don't feel like it's worth it. I don't right now. That's what she would tell me, like every day. So before Plexus, I was broke. My kids were being abused. And I didn't know what the future looked like, but I knew that I needed to get out. I knew I needed to be the one to provide for my kids, and I knew I wasn't going to leave them to do it. I knew I was going to do something, but I didn't know what. Tried lots of things. Lori came in with Plexus. Didn't want it. Did not doing network marketing. I just don't want to do that. I want to talk to people. People scare me. I like my little bubble. I like to be at home. I didn't want it. But I said yes, and I took action. And I decided, like Angela was saying, that Plexus was going to be my plan A. There was no plan B. This was it. And I had to be successful. So when I say throw all your other options out the window, I had no other choice. That's why I'm successful. I didn't have any other choice. Nothing at all could have worked. I didn't let my past define me or what was my present. I didn't feel like my kids were abused, abusive relationship. I didn't feel like I was broke, you know? My shoes had hold them. I didn't care. I didn't leave my house much, so I didn't have much to compare to. So maybe that was it, but I didn't really care. I started to dream big. I decided, how bad do I want this? My favorite movie, none of y'all probably like it, but Annapolis. Has anyone seen it? James Franco? No, you haven't. It's like a teenage boy movie, but she watched it with me. But I just remember in that movie, he's like training to be a boxer. Totally not my thing, and I hate sports, but it just kept going over and over as the music was playing faster and faster. How bad do you want this? And when times would get hard, I would say those things to myself. How bad do I want this? Oh, I want it real bad. I want it real bad. I'm going to make it happen. So I started to dream, what would my life look like? What kind of clothes were my kids going to wear? When I had money to buy them clothes. I had a daughter for the first time after 3 boys, and I didn't have money to buy anything cute. Those of you little baby girls, you know what it's like. You want to dress them all up. I couldn't do that. So I knew that I wanted that. What would we eat? I was going to eat all the butter and chicken. And now I have it on my farm. So that was part of it. I didn't want to go to bed hungry anymore. How are you so skinny, girl? We didn't have money for food. I gave it to my kids. And I didn't eat. And I remember telling my sister, like, go to bed. I'm not going to look at you. Go to bed hungry. That's my secret. But it wasn't a good secret. I decided to not let fear stop me. Yes, I was scared. We're all scared. Do it anyways. Every single day, I would be scared of what I had to do, reaching out to people, doing events, leaving my house, all of these things. It was all so uncomfortable for me. When Brittany and I would watch Diamond Dogs, I was like, I don't know who the heck's gonna be at my Diamond Dog, girl. You're my only friend. My mom, my sister. And I remember my Diamond Dog, I had friends, I had people. I love these people. I couldn't imagine myself having that because I just didn't have that yet. But I threw that thought to the wayside, whatever. We're moving on. I'm not going to dwell on it. Don't dwell on the things that are holding you back today. Those things will come. God gives us what we need for today. Not going to list all the times in the Bible it talks about that. You guys know it. But he gives us what we need for today, not tomorrow. Today has enough things to worry about. Stop worrying how you're going to lead your team and run your team when you get to Diamond. That'll figure itself out. I didn't worry about any of that because I couldn't even figure out that moment. I had enough going on. Negativity. You've got to let go of it. I think negativity is the biggest enemy because negativity is when the realization that I don't have anyone to be in my diamond dock, you start to dwell on it. You start to think about it. Then it becomes a crutch. It becomes an excuse. It becomes your identity. It becomes the reason why you can't do the things you need to do. Brenda Martin would say, give yourself 0.5 seconds. You acknowledge that it's there, but you move on. You don't dwell on it. Then that's negativity. You have to make the choice. You guys, the training has been so good this week. Natalie Dolan said it. Choose. You have choices. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You have a choice. I didn't start out to make over $5 million in Plexus. That wasn't my goal. I just wanted to pay the bills. But 9.5 years ago, I was dumb enough to believe that I could. That's the truth. Like, I was dumb enough to think I could do this. I didn't have anybody telling me all of these things that I filled in my mind with, oh, you can't do it because of this, and this. I didn't have any outside voices. So I literally thought, here's me, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And when setbacks would come, I knew that if she could do it, I could do it. I could overcome anything that was thrown at me. Because the time that I was a kid, from the time I was a kid, I don't know if it was from reading The Purpose Driven Life. Did anybody do that book? Rick Warren. Our church did that Bible study. And I was probably 13 or 14. And I think that made an impact on my life. Because I believe we all have a purpose here. We're not here to play small. Why just sit in our little bubble instead of reaching out and changing lives? Why keep things to ourselves? I believe that I had a purpose. I hadn't found it yet. All of the things that I did leading up to Plexus did lead me to this, but I didn't know what that was. The Magic of Thinking Big, a really great book. If you haven't read it, you have to definitely reel that. I think we all feel this on some level. We play small. We don't think big because it's scary. We might disappoint ourselves again. What if we fail again? But you have to ask yourself, what if we soar? Don't stop there with what if? What if? The positives. That's that negative thinking again. I'm here because I stopped thinking about what I wanted. It wasn't about me. It was about Brittany, who wanted the best education for her kids. About Rochelle, she wanted supplements for her kids. It was Courtney, my sister. She wanted to be home with her family. And I knew what this could do for them. You can't want it just for yourself. It's not enough. That's what gets you started. But your people is what's going to get you going, keep you going. That's what fuels you. Because when you've reached the top and you have everything, I look at my life, I could not possibly want anything else. I have everything that I want, that I need, and then some. I don't even know what to do with all of it. I have too much money. That's what my husband said. Got too much money. You need to figure out what to do with it, babe, because I have no idea. I didn't plan to be sitting here making this money. You have what you need inside of you. You just have to be willing to learn and grow. But I remember Lori telling me that when I became a jewel, I wouldn't recognize the person that I was going to become. And I thought that was the craziest thing that I had ever heard. I was like, really? Well, I feel like I'm pretty amazing. So I'm not getting any better. I didn't really think that. I really didn't. I was just like, okay, that's an interesting thought. I can't wait to see this new me. I'm a 7-figure, 5-star diamond because my vision got me started, but you guys keep me going. Build wide and then taproot. That is so, so, so important. You might have a paycheck that pays you while you're sleeping, but you don't have residual income until your business actually runs itself without you. I'll see people try to step back, like, I'm gonna collect my residual income. Well, if your points aren't still growing and you're like, I'm enjoying residual income, you don't have residual income. You have got to build wide to get to that. And that's what we all want. I want to be Celeste, y'all. I mean, that is goals. Like, I don't feel like I have arrived here. I know Tova Celeste. So your goal is to create a legacy business. You don't have to work harder, you guys. You have to work smarter. Okay. I don't put in more hours now to make almost 6 figures a month, because I had to think about it. My husband does all that stuff for me now, but I didn't do it because I'm working more hours and digging myself into a grave. I worked smart, and I have my leaders who do their thing. If you want to rise up strong leaders, right? So if your leaders are needing you to hand them scripts and hand them things to do, or if you take a weekend off, they take a weekend off, those are not strong leaders. You need to get some strength there so that you can work yourself out of a job. Not that I'm working myself out of a job, but if you need to take some time off, you can. You need to do it now, because that's the thing with residual income. Residual income comes in when you can't do anything about it, when life really does get hard, when you are getting divorced or you're sick, like I was last year. I thank God every day for this business that I built, and that I had built it strong, because it would not have lasted through my inability to do all of the things that you have to be doing as you're growing. So I built it strong, and my business, it doubled during the lowest parts of my life. When I was so sick, I literally talked about coming here last year in a wheelchair. I could not stand up here. I don't even know what was wrong with me, but I've been healed. That's all I know. Like, this is a miracle. It was so weird and so crazy, but you don't plan for the things to happen in your life. You don't plan for sick kids, for divorces, for job loss, all of the things that people are experiencing. And that's why we have such a gift to give them. You can't just grow something as soon as something bad happens. You need to plan for the future. And that is what a wise woman does. You need to have grit and determination, because life is too short to play small. So go through the hard times and do the things when you're able to. Like I said, you don't know what is going to come. You need to be willing to fall down and make mistakes. Christina told me an interesting story today that I had never remembered about myself. It was the worst one I've heard, or the best one, however you want to look at it. Am I going to embarrass myself? It's okay. I don't mind. I'm going to say it anyway. Okay, it's okay then. So our very first Ruby retreat, it was our very first one. I was trying to get everyone together for a picture. Y'all know how an ordeal team pictures are. And some of you laughing because you know. Y'all know, dear Lord. Tennessee. They remember. So I'm embarrassed about this. I was like, I can't believe I did that. But anyways, I definitely changed, Laura. You were right. I'm not that same person, I hope. If I am, someone correct me. But anyways, I was standing there trying to get a team picture, and some people were not acting right, I felt. And so I stood up and said, if one more person who is not a Joe tells me what to do, I'm going to lose it right here. I think she said I said a bad word. I think I said shit. I'm going to lose my shit. So yeah, that's not acting right. And we work through these things. I can't even believe I did such a terrible thing. It's so rude. I believe I have it. I believe it. I'm not that same person, y'all. I hope not, anyways. So you guys, you've got to be willing to fall down and make mistakes. You know, I was just trying to get a team picture together, trying to do the right thing, and did something really dumb. But guess what? If I was sitting at home in my bedroom, I wouldn't have embarrassed myself. Thank God these women are over here not hating on me. They still love me. They took it with the grain of salt here. So my life now, you guys, it's a dream life for real. I see you rubies here, and I see myself. What you are doing and you are building and what you want, it will happen. Trust the process. And when I look at my 100 acres that I love so much, and my husband home, not having to stress about the money, I just am so thankful and so grateful. When I earned the yacht and they told me that this was a thing, my kids' faces, they were so proud of me. They were proud of me. That's not about a yacht. I am not a yacht person. I'm afraid of getting seasick, of course. The whole thing. It sounds horrible. I don't want to do it, but my kids were so proud. Mommy, you did this. This is the coolest thing ever. I bet nobody's done this before. Slide from the third story. Their faces, I'm like, I'm getting on. I don't care if I bark the whole time. Like, this is worth it. They were so excited, and we love boats and all things water sports. So to see that, to see my boys, hey, you want a gun? We can buy you a gun. You want to learn this? You want to learn that? To not have to worry about all of these things because it's expensive. 7 kids, it's expensive. And when we put them in trail life, I'm like, how do people afford this? Like these uniforms, all the things, it's so expensive. And to not have to say no, my daughter said, because mommy dared to dream we can have this. And I want that for you guys, all of you, because I know that you can have it. And one more thing, you guys, I keep hearing, Emily said it, I heard Angela, we need this to be the name for our next retreat, Impact, because 4 years ago, my bracelet, it says Impact. Lori Welch asked me what word would define me, what I was doing in my business. That's the word that I picked. I wanted to make an impact. I did not want to play small because I wanted to change lives, because I knew these products, and we haven't talked about the products much here, but it's because of these products, y'all. I love helping people live their best life. That's why we're here. We're here to make an impact. And it's just really something, it's really something special. So you guys can have that too. I want you to pick a word. If you don't have a word, my word was stronger when I was just feeling like life was hard, but I was growing this business as a single mom with 5 kids. I picked the word stronger. I wore it on the necklace every day, every single day. And this one, I only put it on when I come to Plexus events. And it reminds me when I see all of you that I did do that, but it's not me. It's not me. It's you guys. Like, I don't ever feel like, oh, I did this. It's like, all I did was open my mouth. And this is what can happen to all of you. That's it.